Hi, I'm Dr. Joan Nelson, and I talk on this channel about my research, which focuses on working parents, specifically working mums. And I talk about the fact that the current construct of work, 9 to 5, which doesn't align with the school schedule, is problematic. It's really problematic for working parents, and it's also causing issues for organisations. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the sort of double-edged sword when it comes to dads in this regard. So there are a lot of organisations out there who, I guess, make more accommodations or allowances for mums. They understand that more mums want to work flexibly so that they can look after children, but they don't always necessarily offer the same to dads. And this is a real issue because what it means is that a lot of dads, they would really like to work more flexibly, they would really like to work reduced hours, and they would really like to take parental leave because dads want to be really, really involved in the home force and the children. But a lot of them find that when it comes to men trying to do this, they face a lot of discrimination and that organisations are almost like, what's wrong with you? As opposed to just thinking, well, of course, he's a parent, he should want to do that too. They almost have this kind of bias that those sorts of provisions, so maternity leave, flexible working or reduced hours types contracts, are more for mums, and they really disadvantage dads who are trying to do that. So that's the one thing where dads are, I guess, getting discriminated against, and that's a real problem because, first of all, that's bad for the fathers. They would really like to have that time with their children, so it's really, really crap that they're missing out on those opportunities or that they're being judged really negatively for taking them. But it also causes more issues for the mums, right? Because if mums are getting this flexibility but dads aren't, so you think, oh, well, that's good for the mums. But actually what it means is that the mums end up piling on or having piled onto them an even bigger workload, because it means, yeah, sure, they've got the flexibility in their paid work, and therefore they are more able to do more of the child-related tasks. And so therefore the dad's just doing his paid work, whereas the mum's doing both the paid work and the child-related tasks. So when men are discriminated against from being able to utilise flexible working arrangements, it actually is a negative for both the father, who's missing out on the stuff that he wants to do with his kids, but also the mum's missing out because it means she's picking up more of the workload. So that's the first way that this can sometimes affect dads, is that the dads are getting discriminated against. But sometimes it goes the complete opposite way, which is kind of interesting and problematic as well. So sometimes when a dad talks about, hey, I'd like to work less hours, or I need to finish to go pick up my kids from school, they're almost, kind of hero worship, like, oh, wow, what a great father. Isn't that wonderful that he's doing that? And he kind of gets heralded as this great parent because he's, what a great involved guy he is, that he's taking this time out from his paid work so he can do things with the children. And he sort of gets, congratulated for it, and people kind of love him for it. Whereas a lot of mums certainly don't find that to be the case. In fact, it can be the complete opposite, where the boss is like, oh yeah, okay, here she goes again, she's got to deal with the kids. And so it's, again, this really interesting discrimination where in some cases the dads can get discriminated against for trying to be more involved with the children. But on other occasions, their want to do that, they get discriminated against in a beneficial way for them, where the guys are really, applauded for doing it, whereas the mums aren't. And so again, that's a bit of an unfair thing to happen. So what we really need to do as organisations is actually remove these barriers. We need to appreciate, we need to value, we need to truly include our working parents, that's both mums and dads, and make sure that we remove these barriers which makes it so difficult for them. So one of the things I always harp on about is this idea that organisations need to transition themselves towards a work school hours type schedule. Not just for parents, by the way, for everybody. And there's a whole lot of benefits about that, which I'll talk about in another one. But the idea is, as organisations, we need to do much better to make things better for both mums and for dads, and make sure we don't discriminate one against the other. Thanks very much.